Good morning, warriors. How you guys doing today? We are at, I believe, May 2nd, 2022. And we're back with another episode of Vigor Warriors. Hope you guys are on your plan, doing well. Busy time right now, getting ready to do a lot of final exams, getting done with the semesters and some consulting work and things like that. And so I didn't get a chance to do one over the weekend. I think I missed on Friday too. So my apologies, my friends. I tried to get to one as soon as possible. Today, we're going to talk about an interesting type of topic. And I saw some different videos on this, and they kind of hinted at this stuff. But it's really more focusing on having respect for your superpowers. And that's what I'll call it, respect for superpowers. And what we're talking about here is the idea of understanding what benefits and superpowers you have. Now, you know, we look at like comic books and superpowers, all that kind of stuff, and we think, well, there's no way that we could get that kind of, you know, strength and ability and things like that. But we forget that we have a lot of things within inside of ourselves. And I've seen cases of people demonstrating superhuman strength when they are stressed out or the adrenaline is going high, and they can accomplish a lot of things. I've seen people, if their baby is underneath a car, women picking up a car, you know, and trying to, you know, getting their baby out of the car, out under the car or something like that. You know, a lot of types of examples of children, you know, being, you know, stuck in situations and their moms, dads having the superhuman strength to pick that car up and save the baby or save the child, you know. Those type of things happen, and they have happened many times, you know, in my lifetime. I've seen it many times, and you wonder how the person gets that type of strength to be able to do miracle types of things. Well, I think miracle is a great word to use because we look as a miracle, but I think God has given us all these abilities. We're just not using it to the fullest. And because we're not always working in God's plan, we don't always focus on, you know, what is the optimum way to use our superpowers. And I think when we look at the situation, we have to kind of realize too that God has a plan for us. He's given us all these nutrients and these proteins and these vitamins in our system for us to get more powerful so we can do things to help other people. And so saving people or helping people get through problems, all these type of things are things that God has given us the ability to do, and we just have to kind of make a decision to use these God-given abilities. And so this goes back to the whole idea of our retention journey, in which we're trying to hold on to those type of gifts and only give the gift and only give our powers away when we're trying to create another human being. And I know this is something that is not, you know, common in our place. It was many, many years ago. But here again, what you're doing is realizing that God, I'm tired here. God has given us those type of strengths, those inherent types of qualities, and we shouldn't just throw those away. And because of that, we are becoming more powerful. And you can see that all the time. I mean, I'm at 696 days of NoFap right now, and over 200 and some days of monk mode. So I have seen the constant type of benefits on all these type of things. Okay, I've seen people, you know, being attracted to me for no reason. I had to do some double takes a couple days ago because the person's looking. I think they were staring. I thought they were staring at something else, but they're staring at me, and I think it was really an interesting type of thing because I just don't pay attention to it until all of a sudden it kind of hits me in the face, and all of a sudden someone's kind of paying attention or looking at me in a certain way, and I've been around long enough to know when they look at a certain way, this is what they're communicating to me. So the thing is that it's a very flattering thing, but it just shows you that power that you continually have. Now, I believe the reason we don't see the effects or notice it as much when you're at 696 days as compared to 6 days is because we've been in such a evil situation and negative situation that 6 days away you're seeing remarkable differences. And that's what happened to me for many years. I would go back and forth and I would see remarkable differences, but then I would break down again and have another trouble, and I wouldn't all of a sudden have to start again. And now in this situation I'm seeing constant behavioral things that are very positive, focusing on goals more, staying more in tune with things. My health is unbelievable, when it comes to this. Just feeling tremendous. Like I said, my biggest issue is overeating, and I'm still doing some of that. So I'm trying to. At times I get better, but it's almost like the battle I had with retention at the beginning. Trying to go back and forth, and having to just be careful of things that I eat as I get older, because your metabolism does slow down. And I lost a lot of energy over the years. So to me, keeping it for the time being and doing it is really a great thing. But the thing is that what you're trying to do is you're trying to maximize who you are. And this comes from just continual diligence and staying on the path you're on. And I believe that's a really important thing to kind of do as you think about this. So knowing your powers, really respecting your superpowers, meaning that don't get into a state where you take them for granted, because it's easy to go back and then release again because of that, because then you'll kind of downplay it, not recognize it. But always remember that these things are staying with you forever. As long as you're on your streak, they're just going to be more enhanced all the time. And as you get to the point where you're seeing it over and over again more and more, now you're becoming stronger. And I feel stronger every day. I do feel stronger every day, and it's just a matter of when you get up, you feel like you're just $1 million. And I think this is what's important about your journey, that God is telling you, well, this is the truth. Now, like I said, I wish I would have been able to control myself a long time ago and not have to wait till I was 57 years old to even try to get to this point. But on the other hand, when you're looking at this, you're kind of saying, okay, I can do this now, and I'm going to do this now, and I'm going to get all the benefits that I can. So one of the reasons I'm kind of doing a lot of these type of videos is just to kind of tell a lot of the younger people out there, start now. You will be incredibly pleased and happy and peaceful with all the stuff going on. It's almost like you're sitting there and, no matter what happens, you're kind of just being calm and relaxed about it. It's almost like a feeling that, okay, maybe I should be getting upset with this, but I'm not. Maybe I should be feeling anxious about this, but I'm not. And the reason that we're not is because your system is got all the fully nutrients, requirements, and things you need, vitamins you need within you, and those are handling all the stress. And so you're not feeling as stressed out, even though things go bad or things are struggling. Because of some of my opinions, I tend to I've had some consequences over the last year and a half, and so it's been a stressful type of situation, and financially trying to kind of keep things above board and all kinds of stuff like that has been a challenge. But I have not really felt that stressed out, and I think part of the reason is because I'm on this journey. Because I remember times I was completely stressed out, but that's also because I was losing energy left and right. And when I was releasing, then all of a sudden I felt a lot worse. I felt panicking. I mean, I understand what some of these people go through, but a lot of times it's because they're releasing. And they don't realize that when you become weaker, now you realize, your system realizes that you have to continue to produce, and it's not very easy to do that. And I think if you do this continually, you're at the point where you're very weak. And that's what's happening to me. And I feel 1,000 times better than I did back then. 1,000 times better. And it's amazing the type of attitudes and things you have now where you can almost kind of handle any type of situation that hits you. I couldn't do that back then. I could not do that when I was releasing and all these other things. So I understand it. I understand it fully. And I think that this is why every time I think about something like that, I'm just more determined to keep this streak going as long as I can. And hopefully it'll last. I'm shooting for 12 years. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but I'm going to say that it's something that, with habit and just keeping on goals and doing things, I think you can do. I think you can go a long time, and you see such a different type of person. And I know I'm a different person. And that's why people are more attracted to me. There's more opportunities, things that happen, and I'm not as worried as I once was. And I think that if you had known me before a lot of this stuff happened, I was the nervous Nelly all the time, right? And I think I found the secret. Now, once again, we're being brainwashed. And so the secret was hard to find because we're told that you have to, what's wrong with you? Go ahead and release. You're going to be sick. You're going to be in problems if you don't release. Well, it's the opposite that's really true. But I think because people, once again, because on the money and power, people want to go ahead and have you buy all these kind of stuff. And especially when you got young people at 20 years old having dysfunctional type, behavior and things like that. They're making money on this. The health industry, the medical industry, the medicines, all these types of people are making tons of money on people being sick. And I think that the truth of the matter is you don't need to have a lot of these pills and things that people take on a regular basis. In fact, they're all having side effects, so they're going to create some kind of problems for you in the long run. So I think that certainly when you get affected by that kind of stuff, all of a sudden now you have to kind of say, okay, well, I'm going to either take the side effect or hopefully this thing works. Now, more and more I'm living, my friends, the more and more I feel that's a bunch of BS, I feel it's a bunch of BS, and I think that, yeah, there might be times where you need actually something, but, I think it's interesting. I go back to the old thing about breaking your bones, that the bone will heal stronger, the next time. And so your body, I think, can do a lot of miraculous things. And, there's probably a need for some science at some point, and I used to do a lot of science, but I'm finding that there is a lot more to it than that. And I think that as you look at those type of things, you recognize that, a lot of it deals with your own body, that you have a lot of things within your body that you can actually kind of help your own situations and recover yourself without that. And I think certainly you can take the right types of vitamins, and certainly there's nothing wrong with supplements, things like that, depending on what they are. And you have to do research on that to kind of do that. I take vitamin D3, and I take some zinc, and there's a couple things that I do, and so that's helped me a great deal. But I can still function without those things as well. And I think certainly as you look at these things, you want to go ahead and find things that are going to help you become stronger. But you want to respect that superpower you have. Make sure you're eating the right type of foods. Make sure you're getting enough sleep. Taking my cold shower in the morning wakes me up and makes me take that risk and get out there. And doing a lot of different things that are going to make you a effective person that God wants you to be. And so once again, I think if you have respect and understand your superpowers and understand what you have here, then anybody would be silly, and I was silly for 45 years, silly to say, why do anything else? But that temptation is so strong that it's hard to fight it. I've had to fight it, a few times over the last couple weeks, because you get those ideas, and in my case, I revert back to old memories that I've had for years, And it's very difficult to block those out sometimes because those are so ingrained within you that you have to be careful. But again, it's under the same premise you're talking about. The premise is the idea that you don't necessarily have to do all these things to be healthy. In fact, I think it's the opposite. And so that's the fight that I had for many years, trying to understand, well, what is really right? And so I knew that the other way, because I did it for long, was not right. And it was just making my life worse. And I had more anxiety, more fear, all kinds of other stuff going on. And, things did not turn out well in most cases. I had success, but not to the level where I was really very happy with it. And I was always nervous and afraid. And I think that in doing this, and being on this streak, it has really kind of gotten me closer to the Lord. And so it's a combination of obviously keeping all your nutrients and strength, but at the same time, it gives you a lot of confidence and it creates a pattern of hope and faith. And if you have that directed to the Lord, well, then you're going to be a lot stronger in your belief system and your fact that everything's going to work itself out. And that you don't have to worry about things happening to you because things will take care of themselves. And I think this is the type of thing that I used to worry all the time about. And I had to take, in college even, I had to take, some seminars and classes and get some help, and counseling and things like that for worrying, because I worried way, way too much. And I think that was part of the problem that I had in trying to deal with everything back then. And so as I looked at this situation, it's just amazing to me the change I've had in how I approach things and how things around me. And I do think that people notice your aura, your energy. I don't notice it because I'm inside of me, right? So I don't notice it, but I do think other people do. I mean, when you get people actually staring at you, and back to my negative attitude I used to have, I used to think there was something wrong with me, right? Because people are staring. But I think that what ends up happening is you come to realize that people are looking at you, and big change you have in yourself, because this obviously didn't happen a lot before, is people looking and they're sensing your energy. They're sensing something about you that's attracting them. And I think this is something to kind of keep note of, because as you see this, you'll see this more and more. And over the last, 696 days, I've seen that. I've seen the case where all of a sudden, you got people, and I had this happen about a week and a half ago. People just staring at you and just continue to stare. And I'm thinking, this is really strange. But I keep remembering to myself, that, for 57 years it was strange, but it's not so strange anymore, because you have that energy level that people like, and they see that. Now you can call it confidence. I call it confidence too, but I call it energy, because what you're doing is you're really kind of filling yourself with lots of energy. And I think this is a very important type of thing to think about and realize. So, all right, guys. So I'm going to let you guys go. This is May 2nd. Hope you guys have a great day, and battle on.